Major technical issue. I thought I was on my personal YouTube channel, and I wasn't. So I started a whole video and then I had to cancel it and come back and start all over. So anyway, I hope that this all works quickly, and now I just have a few minutes less to actually talk to you guys. So today we're talking about some tricky coverage issues. I posted something on the Facebook page yesterday asking for suggestions for ways to address, for suggestions for videos. And a common one was just kind of things that are tricky with foundation in general, and especially this particular format of foundation. So I thought I would talk about those things today. And one of the main ones that came up was enlarged pores. It's come up multiple times. I think it only came up once or twice in that particular thread, but it's come up a few times, and I've addressed it in other videos, but I thought it'd be good to have one dedicated video for this topic. So basically, enlarged pores really, or more visible pores, can be the results of a lot of different things. Number one, it can be biology, just your genetics. That's just the way God made you. Sun exposure can make your pores appear more enlarged. Skincare can contribute to how your pores appear. Aging, the aging process can affect how your pores appear. So there's just a lot of different things. So the first thing that I would suggest is to address your skincare. The second thing that I would suggest is what am I doing? I have to start putting makeup on my face. The second thing that I would suggest is to look at skincare. So make sure that you're not using a moisturizer that's too emollient for your skin, especially when you're putting it under your makeup, because that will, over the course of the day, make your pores appear larger if you're using something that's a bit too heavy for your skin type. That's happened to me when I was doing my trial and error with the DIY Glow Primer before I got to the right balance for myself. I had that issue. So check that. As far as skincare goes, also you can try exfoliating. One of the biggest skincare things that helped me was a liquid exfoliant with salicylic acid in it. So as far as products that Young Living offers, the only one that they have that has salicylic acid in it is the acne treatment. So even if you don't have acne, the salicylic acid in it would be really helpful to you. What I would do is take a smidge of that and mix it in with your moisturizer, and try that. The other option would be to find a liquid exfoliant that has salicylic acid in it, which is what I do, but Young Living doesn't offer that. So so that's one thing that you can do. Make sure that you moisturize daily. One reason, that one function of pores is for oil production in your skin. And so if you're not moisturizing, then your oil production is going to be overcompensating for that. So then that could potentially make your pores look a little bit bigger. If you have dry skin, instead of salicylic acid, you want to look for glycolic acid. Again, Young Living doesn't have any products for that, so you would just have to do some homework. I can't use glycolic acid because of my skin type and because of my rosacea. So, sorry, I'm munching on a cough drop. If you haven't tried the Thieves cough drops, they're amazing. Side note. Okay. As far as the makeup, some people have said that the makeup makes their pores more exaggerated. Now, I've only found 2 instances where the makeup made my pores look more exaggerated. One was when I was using it without misting spray. It just settled right into the pores of my face. And I had like white polka dots all over. Not attractive. The other time was, like I said, when I was fiddling with my DIY glow primer recipe, and it was a bit too emollient for my skin, and that caused my pores to appear larger. So if you make sure you use the misting spray, and make sure that whatever you're using underneath your makeup for moisturizer, primer, what have you, that it's right for your skin type and it's not too heavy. Another thing that you can try, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I put it away because I pretty much never use it. Come on, where are you? Okay, never mind. I don't have to show you. The mattifying primer. So the mattifying primer has kaolin clay in it, which is wonderful for your skin for a lot of reasons, but there's also some suggested claims that it does help to minimize the appearance of pores. So in order to make it work under the foundation, especially if you need full coverage, is to mix it in with whatever you're using to prime your skin, your moisturizer, your DIY glow primer, what have you, is to just combine a drop of that with whatever you're using and apply it to the affected areas. You don't have to use it for your whole face. Just apply it where your pores are most pronounced, your nose, your cheeks, your chin, whatever. And give that a try. It might not be super instant, but the properties in the primer should help to keep your pores under control. So those are my suggestions for pore control, as far as like what you, how you prepare your skin. As far as applying, like I said, misting spray is a must. The other thing that you can try is lightly baking. So I do this on my chin. Because I tend to have enlarged pores on my chin, and I tend to lose foundation there more quickly. So what I do is I basically apply my whole face of makeup, and then I go back over and just lightly dab. I need to get more. Lightly dab a little bit, just a little bit. You don't need a ton, over the area, and just let it sit. Just let it sit. Finish up the rest of your makeup, and then setting spray. The DIY setting spray that I did, it's the Young Living version. It's on their blog. I've shared it on here before. It's really, really good. The last thing that you could do is you could take Alejandro, or a reasonable facsimile thereof, and take a little bit of your foundation and a little bit of veil, and combine those two together, and then lightly apply it over the areas. You could use the diamond dust or the matte veil, whichever is your preference, and that should help further blur and smooth. You want to use as little as you possibly can, because when pores are an issue, the more product you put on, the more potential there is for breakdown and for exaggeration to happen. So that's what I have to say about pores. If you have any questions or comments about the pores, you can pop those down in the comment section. Another thing that you could try, whether pores are your issue, or you have, you feel like it's getting too heavy or too cakey, is you can make a tinted moisturizer with the foundation. Just mix a little bit in. I have tons of videos where I do that. Mix a little bit in with whatever you're using to prime your face, whether it's the DIY glow primer or a moisturizer or what have you, and apply that as your base of foundation first, and then just go over as lightly as possible with the powder products. This probably would work better, like I said, for people with exaggerated pores, and also for people who have more mature skin, and have more areas for the powder to kind of settle into, and the hydration that you get from the tinted moisturizer will help to kind of smooth things out a little bit better too. The only issue with that I found is that I wind up using possibly a little bit more because I'm doing 2 applications, but it doesn't look as powdery. However, I have found that applying the setting spray after I've applied the powder normally really does help settle things down, melting it right into the skin, and it looks very skin-like and beautiful all day long. So you might want to give this a try first before excuse me, before you start mixing a bunch of things up and using a lot of your products. So I had a question. Yes, this is the Kabuki brush. His name is Carlos. And it's pretty much the only thing that I use to apply my foundation these days. So moving on to more serious coverage issues. Now you guys know I've talked about a lot my need for full coverage. Today wasn't such a bad day. My skin's actually behaving, so that's nice. But I have a lot of videos about coverage, and really what applies to the coverage for redness can apply for tricky coverage areas too. But just specifically for redness, you want to use one of the warmer foundations to minimize the redness, because the yellow in the warm foundations kind of counteract that. That's number one. Another tip is doing the two-step foundation application process where you make a tinted moisturizer and then you brush over the minerals to set that, and then you can also go in and bake like I did on my chin over the areas that you need. So whether it's your under eye area, you know, I use my little DIY serum to get a little hydration there, and then I bake foundation over my under eye area. You can apply those same principles to hard to cover areas. For example, I have this little sunspot here, which you might not be able to see because it's lightening up a bit, but you can just bake over areas that are a concern for you, and it pretty much went away. So you know, if you have larger areas, like somebody asked about melasma, I don't have melasma. I never have had melasma, but what I have watched some YouTubers that have melasma, and for what I read about it, it's a hormonal thing. So number one, I would look for products to support your hormones. There's Progessence Plus, there's Endoflex. They also have a product called, and I got it in my last ER order. There's a product called Prenolone Plus. That's a cream meant for skin issues that are hormone related, if I'm saying that correctly. So that might be something to try. There's also essential oils that you can try to support your skin, specifically related to hormone related things, you know. So there's that. But as far as coverage goes, what I would do is just prime your face. Get your face primed and prepped and ready to go as best you can for your skin type. And then I would try the baking method. I have a full face baking method demonstration video that you can check out, but basically it's the same thing that I just did for my chin, although I would probably, if I had a larger area like melasma, I would go over it a little more heavily, let it sit, bake in, and then go over the top with a little bit more of the powder to brush the excess away and blend it into the rest of your face. So that would be my suggestion for that. The only other thing, as far as heavy dark circles or acne, like pimples and things like that, you know, the baking method that I'm talking about would be good up to a point based on just the pigmentation level of this foundation. But if you need serious concealing, Young Living does not, Savvy Minerals does not have a concealer at this time. Get one that you trust and use it until they do. Like I said, you can definitely try the baking method, whether it's melasma or acne scars or what have you. But if that isn't cutting it for you, or if you feel like you're using too much product to achieve the results that you want, just get a concealer. There's plenty of clean ones. Juice Beauty has concealers. RMS Beauty has concealers. There's even clean-ish lines at Sephora that you can try until Young Living comes out with a concealer for us, because frankly, the pigmentation level in this foundation is not gonna match any real concealer. That it's just not gonna be able to do it. And I've tried mixing it with so many different products and making a paste and all the things, and And if you need actual concealer, get a concealer. Yeah, that's what I have to say about that. So unfortunately, like I said, this is a growing line. It's just where we are right now. So anyway, I've talked way too much. I need to go. I need to leave for work right now. But I hope that that was helpful. If there's other related issues that I didn't talk about in here that you have questions about, you can pop those down in the comment section and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. You might notice back there, that's my little advent calendar thing that I'm going to be doing. If you're interested in seeing what I'm doing with that, and just let me know and I might share some of that here or on the Facebook page or on Instagram if I ever decide to log into that thing again. But anyway, that's what I have for today. Like I said, questions, comments, pop them in there. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up on your way out. If you're not subscribed already, you might want to do that. Share this with your friends. I'd really appreciate it. And other than that, have an awesome day and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.